It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Giants and the Lions coming up next.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the New York Giants. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throw left side taken in by Galladay. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They're going to look to throw. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big play there for the Giants.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Back to throw again. That's to Galladay, and he's got it. Touchdown, New York. Kenny Galladay, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and through. And that makes the score 7-0. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
The drive will start with an option going left. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up the third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, off those wheels, and picking up some nice yardage.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up. Just respond as you just noted.
2nd and goal from the 1.
At the 1-yard line.
Swift. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And this one is right through. So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it, the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
Aku just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the 2nd half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them. And number 1, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number 2, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
2nd and 11. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. that second down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Well, that's complete to Shepard. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 18. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Going to give this time to the tailback. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Hands it off out of the gun. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And it's caught. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And ultimately, this one go for much, maybe a couple, but boy, he showed off that make-you-miss ability that certainly is in his arsenal. They'll try to run this one in, and he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. His 4th rushing touchdown of the year, his 5th overall. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The 10-play drive that time. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. This take it in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. And get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and they'll get it out just short of the 45 at the 44.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was...
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 28.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26.
He'll look to throw. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. Touchdown! DeAndre Swift, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is down to 4. Touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
The protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. 5 yards remain on second down. Now a handoff as they run outside. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Out to the left, that's where the tight end Moreau is. The Giants on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. They'll set up a throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. They'll look to throw here. Hard throw. Incomplete. On 4th down on as Corey Bojorquez to punt. Kadarius Toney deep for the Giants.
3 and out. 4th down.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard 8-yard return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his man, complete. That's Love. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Love. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st down, Giants.
They'll drop to throw. He sets to fire deep, and that is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again. And that's off the mark, incomplete. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Come on, fellas. To Kenny Galladay. A gain of 12.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Catch made, it's Moreau. And Thomas seems to be in some pain. He's still on the ground. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Second and 6. He'll look to throw. To Shepard, complete over the middle.
The pass. Complete to Sterling Shepard. A gain of 7. 1st down, New York.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. They overloaded that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Back to throw. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And his kick here is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Taken in at the 3. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Lions Lions now taking over late in this first half, as they'll take over with just under a minute left to play until the break. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Back to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 24-yard line. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And his kick is indeed good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. Former #1 overall pick Joe Burrow with a touchdown pass. From there, we'll head to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. Deontay Johnson, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Giants. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Lions, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. On the option to give to Swift here. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with a quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Boy, Charles, that time he took a bad situation and made it worse.
Yeah, you're almost putting together a nice little song there, aren't you? Because it's something you'll see from young quarterbacks. They have that tendency to retreat backwards instead of stepping up in the pocket.
2nd and 21, a lot of ground to cover. They're going to look to throw.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch game. All right, in baseball, I can handle that going into the 7th inning. I think the crowd, though, they want to see a little bit more excitement. Let's see if someone can break something free on offense and get going.
Offense at a premium the last 2 drives. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people call this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
It moves to 2nd and 10.
On the option to give to Swift here.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
3rd and 11, and some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. Back to throw here.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
And possession switching back to the New York Giants.
We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he stopped immediately there.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
He'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Love. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Another carry for the running back. He was brought down at the 8-yard line. First and goal, Giants.
Looking to throw. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal.
Well, that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's second and goal. Shotgun handoff now for Love. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control, and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the two-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge is successful.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And that is incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll make this a 7-point game.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Here's second and 8. And that's out to the flat for Swift. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And just like that, it's third down.
Brings up third and 7.
They'll drop to throw. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Leonard Williams, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, He hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Giants ready to come out now. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
A 6-yard pickup.
2nd and 4. Out to the right here to Shepard.
The pass.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
And to give this time to the tailback. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
A 3-yard gain.
Now back to throw. Looking for Shepard deep. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a one-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And still just down 1 score. We'll see how big of a role that missed field goal plays because it, of course, could have pushed this to a 2-possession deficit for them. And they'll begin by running the option. Stays on his feet. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
Yeah, this is great work by a quarterback here. He's doing anything he can to avoid taking a square hit. I admire the way he worked his way through the initial contact and then continued downfield for good yardage.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Giants' 31-yard line.
And he'll decide to keep this once more. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Well, he'd had success earlier in the drive keeping it himself. Not here, though.
And sometimes when you have that kind of success, you can fall in love with the option a little bit too much and not give the defense credit for making adjustments themselves. And that play starts to lose its effectiveness.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen. Broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass. It's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
2nd and 15. Now he's going to let it go deep, right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Back to throw. And that'll be caught by Tony. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On the option to give to Swift here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Once again, it's Swift. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And New York set to take the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And the Giants send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. So now the Lions down by 4. A little under 1:50 remaining. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Able to connect with Chark. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Clock running. About to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. They'll look to throw. And Chark calls it in. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Back to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. He takes it across for a touchdown, and they've taken a lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish him off.
A score that puts him in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He's got Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here. That's short of a 1st down as he gets about 10. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
pass complete. Galladay.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Lions, it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.